Alright, so this should have been over here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to run for CIS 130. We are going to run script 22, I think it is, or script 20 maybe. 19 we did that, 18 we did that, case switch, this one right here. So let's go ahead and look at the script and let's look at what's being asked. Create a basic script switch that demonstrates the basic elements of using a switch statement instead of an if-else. So you got to have your name and all that, and then one big section right here of 4 points. Convert the code found in the runif function below into a switch statement and include that code into a run switch function. So let's go ahead and jump over to QB64 and we'll bail on all of this. Set up your code base. This is CIS 130 and this is script 20, I think it was. Yep, it is. Okay, and so we're going to need a single function, go sub, and the function is called run switch. We'll do one of these. We'll do run switch or return. So we set up our, we're setting up our stub, so it's just a function and a call to a function. Complete the following assignment by converting the code found in the runif function into a switch statement. So here's my runif function. I'm going to go ahead and grab this, all of this right here. Okay. Convert the code found into a switch statement and then include that code into the run switch function. Okay, so we are, we're inside of the run switch function. I'm going to go ahead and paste the code that's given as a part of this assignment. And what we'll do is this, is right now it says this is the runif function. I'm actually just going to go ahead and bail on that. And I'm going to run it. Let's see if we get any syntax errors. Let's see what gets printed out. It says enter 10, 20, 30, 40. I'll enter 10. User entered 10. If I run it one more time on here and I enter 50, we get the user enter 50. So really all this code is doing is we're an input statement. It prints. This is a prompt then, so we're printing something to the screen and we're grabbing a variable called user input and we're putting user input into an if, else if, else if, else if, else if, else statement. So all it's doing, if the user entered 10, then it prints user entered 10. If it was 20, prints 20, 30, 40, 50, and the else is if the user did not enter proper data. And so I'll go in here and I'll run it one more time. I'll enter improper data, which is 100. The user did not enter proper data. So what we want is we want to convert this if-else statement into a switch. For us, if we're looking for a switch, over here on QB64, we call it a select statement. So let me go ahead and do this. This is the link, the URL, where the code that we're going to use lives. This is the help page for us. And over here it comes to this page right here. Our syntax, the select keyword, to start and end a block. We have this end keyword right before our end select, and we have this case right here. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll do a select, and we're going to do an end select. And if you're looking at this, you're like, and you see how I build my functions, I always build them the same way. I start with what's needed in the beginning, I start and I put in what's in the end. These are stubs for us. That way I know that I have my dialect and I know how to have my syntax correct. Down here, what we have is that we have some more code that shows us, actually this is a better one, it shows us how the rest of the syntax works. And what I've got right here is I've got the keyword case. So I'm going to bounce back over to QB64. I'm going to add case right here. And then we have a variable. In this case, this variable is named A. But for us, our variable is user input. And right here, if I grab this line right here, input user input, and I actually am going to put it right before my select case. I just got user input, and so my variable is user input. I have a variable, which I asked the user to give me, and now I'm adding it in. Now case, for me, has taken on the value that the user gave me for user input. So I'm building my select case in here. For each one of my cases, I have case on its own line, and then whatever value I want to check for. So down here, what I want is I want case, and I want 10, and I want case, and I want 20. I want case 30, case 40, case 50, and then an else. Because this is what I want to be able to do, is I want to be able to check. Now, I will use a case else on my last one down here. I still have to use the case word, but what it's saying is that this value didn't match any of these other ones on here. Okay? In this case, no pun intended, it's just a print statement. So what I'm doing right here, I do a print, and I say something simple, the user entered 10. Okay? For each time I have a case, I have a result. This time, the user entered 20. This time, the user entered 30, and etc. through the rest of these options on here. 40 and 50, and even for the else statement, I'm going to do a print statement. And the print statement is going to be the user did not enter correct data. Okay? So this is a replacement for the if-else statement on here. And if we did this right, what will happen here is this. I'm going to take this return statement out. I have a return statement now at the end of this. This code right here was my code previously, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment out all of those lines, so I'm no longer running the code that was given to me. I'm going to go ahead, this is my new code, it's just a simple select statement. I'm going to start it, and if I run 10, I get the user entered 10. If I run it again, and I enter 50, then the user entered 50, and finally if I run it with bogus values, I run it with 100, incorrect data was entered. Okay? Let's see if there's anything else on this script that we need to handle. Script 20, this one says complete the following by converting the code. We have converted the code. Make sure you handle the else statement properly, which we have. The run if on here. So that's it. 4 points for the select statement, 1 point for properly naming your code. And I will post the code on this for you as soon as it's available.